Hi, I just left the yarn store to pick up the yarn that I ordered for the sweater I'm making. First time making a sweater, very excited. I decided that I'm gonna be brave and do a pattern that I am obsessed with. Since the first time I saw it, I can't get it out of my head, and at first I was gonna do just one simple plain 2-color sweater for my first sweater ever, and then I was gonna maybe attempt the color work. But I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna go for it. I think that the colors I chose of the yarn are gonna look really fun together in this pattern. This is the yarn I went with. It's from Malabrigo. It's the worsted weight. It's a little bit thinner than I thought it was gonna be for a worsted weight. I'm not super familiar with yarn weights. I'm still learning all of that, but it's thinner than I thought it would be. However, I was in the yarn store and I saw a piece of something that they had made with a yarn that was very similar to this, and I think it's gonna come out nice. I wanted something that was, I just didn't want a super thin sweater. I wanted something pretty thick and soft and warm. My house tends to be pretty chilly in the winter because I'm really cheap and I don't want to spend a lot of money on heat, so I wanted a sweater that I could be like a daily wear in the studio and such, and something that would be warm and cozy, and so went with these. Most of it's going to be in the dark green, and then the color, the design part, and I'm going to do the collar and the cuffs in this color. I also got stitch markers. They're colorful stitch markers, and they're like this. They're magnetic, so if they like fall and I lose them, she said I can fish them out of the couch or whatever with a magnet, which is very cool. And then I got this little thing for a stitch counter. So yeah, I'm ready to start my project. I'm very excited. I decided to go with a pattern, a fish pattern for a sweater from Boyland Knits, or Boyland Knitworks, I can't remember. I'll see if I can put it on the screen. It is so cute. I'm not a big fish person. Like I'm not like obsessed with fish imagery. I like it. But it's not, fish aren't something that like come up in my life or my work very often. However, I saw this fish sweater and for like 2 months maybe now, I've not been able to stop thinking about it. It's just so stinking cute. And so I'm just gonna do it, you know? I can't stop, I can't get it out of my head. So why not just go for it? I think if I saw that sweater in like a vintage shop or a thrift shop or like anywhere, you know, a boutique, whatever, a shop where they have clothes, if I saw that sweater, I would be like, I want that sweater. I want to wear that sweater. I like the shape of it and everything, so I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna do it. So wish me luck, and I'll probably show you as I go along. Hi, I've just finished the yoke of my sweater, my fish sweater, and I put the little, I forget what it's called, life something, the thread, the yarn. I put the yarn holder thing on the sleeves. So now I have the top, this is the neck, and then I have, oh, where'd they go? I have sleeves, and then this is the body, and then I have a sleeve over here. So I'm gonna try it on. This is the first, well, I've kind of like put it on, I put like the stitch marker, it's not a stitch marker, what is it called? I've put the like holder, placeholder yarn on the whole thing and just kind of draped it over my shoulders, but I haven't put my arm through anything yet. So this feels very exciting. I'm nervous. I have kind of like wider shoulders, I think. So it feels like I'm stretching it out. Also, I know that once I get it washed and blocked, it'll be a little bit bigger. It'll kind of like stretch out and stuff. Oh man. I'm like, I'm usually pretty flexible in that way, but okay. All right, yeah, this is, the neck's a little snug. I don't love that. But if I give myself no neck and I put my chin in it, then it feels really cozy. And the sleeves feel good, I think. I honestly think I probably could have done a couple of extra cast-on stitches in the armpits. If you know nothing about knitting, then you have no idea what that means. It basically is like a little bit of extra material that you add under the arms. And I think I probably could have done that, and there's a piece of me that kind of wants to go back and add a couple extra. It'll make the arms a little bit bigger, and I think it'll make the body a little bit bigger as well. Oh my god, I absolutely love the fishes! They're so cute. I know it's random, I know everybody that I've showed this to, except for my mom is just absolutely stoked. She's like, oh my god, I love it, it's so cute, I want to make one. She just like can't get over it. And she is the one who taught me how to knit when I was a kid. We learned how to knit together. But everybody else that I've shown this to is like, okay, that's random. It's fish, who cares? And I'm not sure why I'm so obsessed, but I just am. Yeah, I really just want to like pull it out. That's gonna happen when I block it. Rude. What are you doing? Guys. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What are we doing? What are we doing? Just cuddles, big cuddles. you want to see the sweater so far? So far, I'm a little bit nervous that this is going to be too short. I mean, it needs to be washed and blocked, which is where you gently wash it and then you stretch it out. And so all of this will be stretchier, longer than it is now, but I'm not sure how much longer. This is my navel, so it does cover my belly button. But, and I wanted it to be cute, like kind of short, croppy cute, but not super cropped. So we'll see. I don't know. I didn't want it to be super long though. That's my next one. And then the arms, I'm doing the arms a little bit different. Instead of, it had me start the decreases really early and slowly but surely decrease. With this, I decided to go wide. Actually, that's not true. I just got going on the sleeves and I didn't realize that I was supposed to start the decreases until it was like way farther. And then I started the decreases and they looked really weird because I had started them too low. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna back up and to where before the decreases started, but I had already done so much, I didn't wanna go all the way back to the beginning. So I decided to do them this way instead. And what I'm gonna do is do a big tube down to my wrist and then do quite a few decreases. So it'll be like round and then scrunched at the bottom. And I think that'll be cute. So I'm almost to the point. I have maybe that far to go before I need to start my decreases because I like my arms to be quite long. I always find that I'm like pulling my sleeve down over my hand to stay warm. So I don't know, I think it's pretty cute. First sweater ever, which is pretty wild. And first color work as well. So yeah, it's not as difficult as I thought it would be. It is time consuming, but I'm doing it partially just because I enjoy the knitting. Like I enjoy the practice of it. So I'm looking forward to having it done. I think because I'm like ready to wear it. I'm excited and ready to wear it. I'm not ready to be done because I'm not enjoying it. And I've already got my eyes on a couple of other projects that I want to start after this. Hi, so I'm ready to get my sleeve decreases started. And since I'm not following the pattern for this, I'm just kind of making it up. I wrote it all out and then sort of drew what my stitches look like. I have 64 stitches around the sleeve and it's divisible by 16. That'll give me 4 different spots where I decrease. So I'm honestly just kind of gonna go off of vibes for this one. I'm gonna follow this pattern and get my first round of decreases, and then I'm gonna do a knit 1 round just regular, and then I'm gonna try to find as I go, or maybe I'll be able to look here on my little pattern and see if I can figure out where I need to decrease the second time. And I'm just gonna do that until this is as thin or like narrow as I want it to be for my cuff, and then I'm gonna start the ribbing from there. Hello, I have finished the fish sweater and I've had it and have been wearing it for maybe a little over a month now. It is so cute and so wonderful, and I'm so glad I went for it and went ahead and knit this sweater as my first ever sweater, first ever color work, first time following a pattern as well. I've always just made stuff up before this. So yeah, lots of firsts in this one. This is it fully washed and blocked and worn a whole bunch over the last month, and I'm really stoked about it. I thought we could go over pros and cons. Any qualms that I have with this has to do with my own inexperience. It has nothing to do with the pattern itself. I think the pattern is fantastic and I would highly recommend it to anybody. But let's go over maybe like what I've learned and what I could have done differently. Number one is size. This is a great size, but I really wanted it to be a little bit looser and sort of baggier, and I was kind of in between sizes. Everything I saw online said if you're in between sizes, go down, don't go up, because a lot of people will go up a size and then they'll regret it because it's just too big and whatnot. But I don't think that was my case, and I wish I had gone with my gut and gone up a size, since I knew I wanted a roomier, baggier sort of look. Number two is the neck is a little bit tight. And when I say the neck, I don't just mean this portion. I mean really all of this right in here is pretty tight. And I could see, even watching this footage back, I was like, oh, those stitches are pretty tight. I think that's what happened there. So instead of getting that looser, wider neck that you see in the photo of the pattern, I ended up with something a little bit tighter. I wouldn't say that I mind it, it's just not what I was going for, and it's definitely not what the pattern was going for, and that's just my own inexperience and being too tight with my stitches when I was first starting out. I can definitely see in the garment as I go that I get much looser with my stitches, which I think is pretty normal. Another thing that I wish I had done differently is the arm length. They look perfect, but the thing is, when I bend my arms, they get a little bit short, and I would rather them be like up here when they're bent instead of here. So part of that honestly was, by the time I got to the sleeves, especially the end of the sleeves, I was feeling pretty impatient. So I was like, oh, just get them done and they'll be fine and they'll stretch out. But as I said, none of it stretched out as much as I thought it was going to. That's another thing that I learned, was just like the percentage that it will stretch out when you wash and block it isn't as much as I thought it would. Everybody online again says, oh, it stretches out so much, and it does stretch out a little bit, but it didn't stretch out as much as I thought it would. So that's something to keep in mind for the future as well, in terms of sizing and figuring out what exactly, like how exactly I want to make something. So longer arms, looser stitches at the neck, and a larger size. Another thing that I find interesting is that, I don't know if you can see it in the video, but the yarn has pilled a good bit, and I'm not sure if that's just like an attribute of this particular type of yarn, if that's something that happens with this, or if it has something to do with how I've handled it, like putting my sleeves in jackets, wearing it quite a lot. I don't know what causes that. So would I choose this yarn again? I'm not sure. It's very, very soft, and I'm not sure that the pilling really bothers me that much, but it is a factor. So yeah, I don't know. But I must say, regardless of the pilling and the little mistakes that I made, I'm so thrilled with how it came out. And I wear it almost every day, maybe every other day. I wear it a lot, and I will continue wearing it a lot. And I'm already starting on my next project, but it's not going to keep me from wearing this one a whole bunch either. So yep, 10 out of 10. Love it. Would make it again. Maybe I will make it again. Who knows? I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.